So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to part 70 of Macka's 1965 Chevrolet Impala Convertible project. It's sad, but we've reached the end and this is the final video in this series. You've watched this car go from a dilapidated car where we had a look at it the first time over at Macka and Lynn's Secret Hideaway, and you've watched it go through the process of becoming a show car and being fully restored. It's absolutely a fantastic thing. But before we close, I've got a few people I'd like to thank. And firstly, I'd like to reach out to all the partners that provided a level of tolerance to their other half coming over to Newport and working on the car. Without that tolerance, the project wouldn't have happened because we wouldn't have got all the people over there. But they all came and it was a fantastic thing. So many thanks to all the wives and partners for their tolerance and considerations in allowing the car to become what it's become. The other person I'd like to thank is my wife, who continually each Tuesday that we met down there, that was our main day, she provided a cake for morning tea, and that was absolutely fantastic. We had a range of cakes, caramel mud cake and chocolate cakes and sponges, all sorts of stuff, and it was really good, slices. And so I reach out to her and say thank you very much. Also to Vince Canolo. Vince Canolo, at the start of this, when Macka told us that he'd been diagnosed with MND, Vince said to him, he said, well, what about the Chev? Well, let me do it up and get it going. And Macka was wanting to get it finished, and so that's how that all started out. But Vince was able to conceptualize the complete build in his head that day, and understand how all the component parts were going to come apart and how it was all going to go back together again, and the order of things, I guess, in his head. And that's a talent, and Vince is quite a talented person. So I reach out and say thanks very much to Vince. Also, we can't forget the stalwarts that came every Tuesday, and that's what we called them, the stalwarts. They were the core people that came along every Tuesday and put time in all the time and continued right through the restoration. And you saw them in the first videos all the way through to the last one, and we'll see them in this one too. And they were people like Frank Pavessa, Mick Ambrosi, Dave Glastonbury, Ross Pink, and Robert Brownie. And Vince Canolo, of course, his project lead. And they were there every Tuesday doing stuff to the car, making sure that it just kept on going, and that's what enabled us to get the build finished in the shortest time. Well, I think it was about a year that we got it finished. I think I went over there in May and it was finished, just presented back to them in June, presentation day, and then there was a few other things they had to do. They had to get some kilometres on the car, or miles, because it's a 1965 car, I suppose. And so they had to get some miles on the car so they could work out iron out the bugs, and there was a few bugs that occurred. So, that's how it was. So we ended up taking it over. In this video, you'll see it go over to Lynn and Macka's, to their secret hideaway, their home. And it goes into the garage where it all started all that year ago. More. The other thing I'd like to thank are all the people that came along, and put in a couple of weeks or 3 or 4 weeks, and those sort of people are Peter Houlihan and Damien Wilsnash and a host of others that came along and just gave us a day or two of their time over the weeks, and it all helped. It all helped to progress the car to the finished article it is now. And had we not got that help, we would still be, probably still be doing it. And then the other people I want to reach out to and thank are the DERMPAV members, the Diesel Electric Rail Motor Preservation Association of Victoria. We're a rail heritage group, but all of us people that are in that group have worked with Macka when we're at South Dyne in our working lives. And so we've got a lot of respect for Neil, and when we were asked could we provide a space, we had an old dilapidated car hoist we were going to use, and it turned out to be unserviceable, so we junked that, threw it in the bin, and one of our other members reached out to Tough Lift and they were able to supply us a brand new car hoist, which we've got there now all set up, and you've seen it in the videos. And so I reach out to all of them and thank them very much. If you're interested, we're doing up a 1953 Cycab bus. And if you go over to our Patreon channel, you just type into the Google search thing, Patreon, Patreon. And then you search us, the Diesel Electric Rail Motor Preservation Association of Victoria. And then that's a subscription-based service. So I think it's you pay $4.50, which works out to be $5.50. and Patreon keep 50 cents. We get $5 of it. So if you want to jump into there, and we've got 500 videos over there, you can just continue watching all of them if you want to do that. If you don't want to, that's fine. So the other people I'd like to thank too, of course, are all you guys, and all you guys that have subscribed to this channel to see the updates that go on, and each week as we've released a video up to today, and also for all the people that have made a financial contribution through to MND Victoria. We appreciate the fund and the tally rise. It's a fantastic thing to see that climb, and as I said, you know, we're going to leave these videos on YouTube, so hopefully so other people can come along, catch on to the series, start following along, understand it's a fundraiser, and make a contribution into MND Victoria by Macka's mission funding page. So that's it. It's time to sort of get you into the videos. I'll throw the poster up, but before I go, on behalf of all my furry friends that keep appearing behind me, I'd like to extend a huge thanks to you all. These guys were in the original video, except for Oscar, and when these guys told Oscar about this video, the public video, he decided he wanted to be part of this, so we put him into this. So all these guys were in the original one as well, in the original progress videos, and they just kept on appearing and, you know, turning up. So that's what they're all about. They were there in the progress videos, and they're here in the public videos as well. So I'll throw up the funding poster now. As I've said, these videos remain on YouTube to hopefully capture new audiences who can make further donations to MND Victoria. Of course, if you guys haven't made a donation and you're still thinking about it, you can use the QR code that appears in the poster now, or you can go down in the description below and make a donation to MND Victoria. Any money that's put into MND Victoria, we'd appreciate it very much, because that's what our mission is. So for now, it's time to throw you all into the final video, and I'll stop talking and see the conclusion of the restoration as we head over to the Commissioner's secret hideaway, their home, to deliver the car back to the very same garage it started in a year ago. So without further ado, here's the final video. I'll say goodbye on behalf of all my furry friends and me, and the restoration team, and we'll see you all another place, another time, and stay safe and enjoy the video. Bye-bye. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the last edition of Macka's Chevrolet Convertible project, and welcome to it. What we found is that I put together, I was going to do 2 videos, and what I found was that the story of the car was only 5 minutes long, so I've decided to throw it into this video. So here today we're at the Commissioner's secret hideaway, and this is their home, and everyone's going to come here today. We'll see Vince turn up. But before Vince turns up with the car, I'm going to throw you into the video of the story of the car and how it came from Darwin and ended up down here back in Victoria. So anyway, without any further ado, here we go. I'll throw you into it.
I want to talk about a little bit of history on the car. So the car was purchased in...
I bought it off Andrew, who is here today.
Andrew's here. Yeah.
Andrew?
Someone?
There he is.
Andrew?
So it's partially your fault, anyway.
Yeah, so Andrew bought the car in about 77, I think. We were share housing in Elstonwick. So we'd been doing apprenticeships and that sort of stuff. Andrew, after he finished his schooling and apprenticeship, him and Tomo, I think, and
Oh,
no, yeah.
Norm.
Yeah, they all headed off to the west for catch the bucks and the big dollars and so forth. But yeah, and Andrew ended up in Darwin for quite some time, and then rang up one day and said, "Do you want this thing?" So I thought, oh well, I'll come and get it. Just because it's a bit different.
So the car made its way to the Northern Territory via Western Australia, and it lived there for a few years.
And it had been across to Sydney a couple of times, and back to Darwin and whatever the time when Andrew had it. Done a fair bit of damage to it. There was holes underneath where he'd run over an axe, or somebody swinging an axe. I don't know which it was.
I welded that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was borrowed by some locals up there.
Well, yeah.
Careful.
Yeah.
Careful.
Locals, I said.
Yeah. Andrew had bought a work car and that sort of stuff, and he'd parked the convertible out on lean-to somewhere just out of Darwin, but yeah, the locals sort of got in there. They must have needed a radiator and a bit of canvas and stuff like that that was missing off the car. Yeah, so then yeah.
So then you made a decision, or you cut a deal, and you
you
went all the way up to the Northern
I went
Territory
up there,
with the intent to get it going
Yeah.
and then drive it back from the Northern Territory
yes, from
to
Darwin.
Moorabbin.
Yeah. So the story, well, it's not a story. It's probably a fact.
It's a fact, no,
Yeah,
we know.
Yeah, we had. Yeah, okay. No, I don't want to hold it.
Okay.
We had. We bought 22 slabs. There was 4 of us.
Hang on.
How's that?
That's better.
Right. You got to turn
I'm good at that.
It works better.
it on. Yeah. Yeah, we bought. There was 4 of us came back from Darwin. 3 boys flew up about maybe a week or so before we headed back. So we all had a good time in Darwin, and then 22. Well, it was 21 in the boot slabs. And,
Say what it is,
and one inside in the esky for a few drinks on the way back. And then we pretty much stopped at every watering hole you could stop at.
So you set sail for Melbourne,
Yeah,
20 slabs in the boot,
21.
21 slabs in the boot, 1 across the back seat, 4 of you's in the car.
Yeah.
And you said to me you stopped at Ayers Rock
Mm.
along the way, and I don't even want to know who was driving. There's 21 slabs in the boot, but they made it all the way to the Adelaide Hills,
Yeah.
where the car then was suffering from engine failure and it was starting to smoke.
Well, yeah, it was using a lot of oil on the way down, so every petrol stop we put oil in and bought
Check the
more
fuel.
oil. Yeah.
And check the fuel.
And check the fuel, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Adelaide Hills was a bit of a challenge for the old girl. I thought we were setting the whole joint alight by the amount of smoke that was behind us. But once we got up the top, we were all right, and then we're sort of running out of beer by the time we got to Ballarat.
You encountered some storms and
Yeah.
locals borrowed the roof. So what did you do to counteract the storms?
Oh, we had a blue tarp. We cable tied to the frame, and if we needed it. And we did have a couple of big storms on the way out to Ayers Rock, or Uluru as it's called now. So those tumbleweeds. I was driving. I was drunk. The rest of them were asleep.
So then you ran out of beer and you had to buy more beer.
Yeah, we got to Ballarat and we were getting a bit dry because we'd drunk all our beer. So one of the guys in the car, Jono or Rob Johns, owned the pub at the Hepburn Springs, the old Hepburn Hotel. So we shot out, done a shootout.
6 slabs? 6 more slabs.
Yeah,
6 more slabs to get to Moorabbin from Ballarat.
We had some there for when we got home, just for celebratory drink. But so we done all right. Yeah.
And then you parked the car on the front lawn.
Yep.
Under a tree.
Yeah.
And it sat there for 2 or 3 years, maybe more.
Till I bought the garage.
Till he built the garage, and then it was in the garage from about 1987.
Yeah, something like that.
Until Brownie and I came up there last, was it May?
Yeah, May. I think.
After you asked us to do it, and like I said, we pulled it apart, and it's here today, 11 months. This morning at 12:30 this morning, this car had no dashboard in it.
Yeah. No.
So I hope you enjoyed that story of where the car came from and how it ended up with Macka. And we'll go inside now and have a look and see what's going on, and we'll get a bit of footage of when Vince turns up with the car and parks it in the garage where all this started about 12 months ago. So here we go.
She's going to look magnificent.
Okay,
just after 7. Too early for me on a Sunday, let me tell you. And there she is. This is it. Today we take it to Macka. But I'm just going to change. I don't know if you can see in here, that modulator. That hose there is a little bit skinny, I reckon. So I'm going to go for something a little bit bigger. I'm going to change that, and then we're going to put some NGK spark plugs, some oil, and an oil change without making too much noise for the neighbours, because this car today is going home and I can't wait. I'm up to the second last plug. There's the old plugs. They're not too bad. We're just being fussy. We did have one that we broke weeks ago, putting it in and out. Number 1, of course. And we found that, well, I found that trying to get a socket in there, this socket, in there's a bit tight. So I'm finding that using a 5/8 spanner is the best way to go. So I've got 2 plugs to go. And then there's something else I've noticed that I'll show you in a second. There she is, boys, running again. I'll tell you what I have noticed. I put the correct amount of oil in this thing, and the dipstick's showing me overs. So guess what? We're not trusting the dipstick. That dipstick showing over, which means if we put according to the dipstick, it's going to have not enough oil in it. So that's one thing to keep in mind for everybody. Don't trust dipsticks. And this is the last thing I've noticed. Have a look at this. I don't know if you can see that. You can definitely hear it. So what it is a little bit of play in the wheel bearing. So I'll get my trusty tools. Maybe this one. Brownie bought me them. Brownie's like Father Christmas to me. Buys me a lot of gifts. I love him. So yeah, we'll put this camera down. I'll try and adjust these wheel bearings. So hopefully this is the last thing I do. So I'll remove this split pin. There you go. That's not easy to do with one hand, guys. Get it, and I will put a spanner on. Look at that. That's tight, and then I'll back it off a little bit, but that's just from bedding in, and that feels heaps better. So I'm glad we found that. Check the other side, and yeah, I'm going to do that side too. So yeah, I'll keep going, guys. Last minute repairs.
Oh, can you go to that other side?
Yeah.
Too old.
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
Ah, how good.
Made it home.
Yeah, how was the drive?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah, it was really nice.
How was the drive?
look?
Oh,
There you
how was the
go.
drive?
Yeah,
Yeah?
good. Really good.
Here, Macka. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to do it. There's the keys.
Thank you.
Now, one of these
Beautiful.
keys, is the boot,
Yeah,
and one is the ignition.
Ignition,
You're gonna
yeah.
have to. I don't know which one. I just pot luck it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're gonna have to mark one so you know which one it is.
yeah. Beautiful.
And the car comes with a lifetime guarantee. So anytime it needs anything,
Thank
it's
God
on
for
the
that.
truck. It's got a permanent visa to get
yeah,
across
to
the
get
arrow
across the arrow, yeah.
all the time. All right, they'll let it over there.
Yeah.
And then and that's it really. Other than that, you know, it's going to have. No, it's not. It's perfect. It's
Yeah.
really good.
It's amazing.
I drove it in
Amazing,
the
all
rain.
you boys.
I drove it in the
and
rain the
girls.
other day, and
Yeah, and
no, it's beautiful.
all
So,
the wives for
and Frank, no,
for,
Frank,
letting the boys out.
No, please, come on. That's the plaque
Yeah,
that we want to present you with. That's
Yes.
going to live with the car.
absolutely.
Frank's had this done, and Frank, tell him where he's going to mount it.
Right. As you can see on the back of it,
Yeah,
back is
I got
the
that.
magnet. Yeah, so what you do
With you.
when you want to go to the shows,
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful.
And that's the story of the car
Yep.
and you,
Yes.
and both of you together, and a little bit of history, and yeah, it should be
Amazing.
really nice. And
Beautiful.
inside,
little
inside
couch there, so
the as you can see, the boot's done. That's a beautiful job by Paul and Donna.
it's really good.
Yeah,
That is a
it's
great
awesome.
job.
It's better than we expected, actually. And the tornado that lives on the back is in here. I just thought it'd be a safer place to keep it. It's in there because it can live there without any issues.
Where is it?
The one
In
that it's in there. You
Oh, you can't see it.
can't see it, but that's the one that once the roof's open, it lives on top.
Yeah.
There might be some fresh paint over there. I was even touching it up this morning. This morning I've done a oil service on it. I've done the front wheel bearings, I've done the modulator, and a set of spark plugs in it. That's it. So, Len here and Macka, well, there's a.
Oh, look at this.
I would have loved to detail it more, but you're going to do that before you take it. You know, just something to do.
Detail it more, he says.
There's a wind off
Isolator.
isolator.
Oh, yes. That's,
So just to
coming up
prove
once
that it's
before.
off,
Yeah.
maybe toot the horn or do something so that
Yep.
because sometimes if you don't wind them off enough, they
They're
don't
still-
come off.
Yep.
But she's perfect, no oil leaks, runs nice. I've got the idle set as low as I want it to be. You could put it up a little bit, but I'm happy with it the way it is. Other than that, it's well behaved. It's just love and life. It's just too good. It's a dream. It's a dream car.
Yeah.
It's a dream car.
And how are you feeling about
Oh,
leaving
I'm
it there?
no good. No, I'm joking. No, I'm wrapped. I'm wrapped. It's back. I'm wrapped. It's been a long journey.
It has, from that side
has.
to this
Yeah,
side,
but-
it's been huge.
But I said to Betty, come in here all those days at Newport when I was working on it. I was envisaging turning left into South Road, bringing it home. And when we did it, I said to her, "This is a moment I've been thinking about for months, turning into South Road with the Chev." So no, it's awesome.
It is awesome, all right.
The car is
It's home.
awesome.
You're going to get a stick award, are you?
A what?
A stick award
Stick away.
for holding the camera like that and not like
No,
this.
after all this time. I've done it
You'll
perfect
get a stick
up until
award.
today.
That's what you're going to get.
Oh, no.
Give her a slap and cold.
Ah, she'll get the stick, Macka. She'll get the stick.
We could have put felt in here, but it's fresh. It looks.
I hope you're horizontal, everybody. Otherwise you'll get the stick.
We're all holding those block.
Oh yeah, you're going to get the stick. Don't worry about that.
I can't believe I did it the wrong way.
So Frank's just turning the car around now so that we've got it facing out when we put it in the garage. It'll be much better for my videos. They've done a beautiful job with it. It's a lovely car. Now after Macka got the
the Chev here, he decided it was a good idea because he's all enthusiastic to pull the crankshaft out of the engine and rebuild the engine. He did a lot of engine work to it, but this crankshaft came to work and it sat at South Dynon underneath the foreman's wash trough, and then Macka would come in here when he had a bit of spare time. He'd just give it a bit of a linish. And the years went by, and I said to him one day, I said, whose crankshaft is that, Macka? Oh, that's mine, out of me Chev. I said, oh, okay. I said, so what are you doing with it? Oh, I've got to give it a bit of a linish, you know, it just needs a little bit of a linish and it'll be all right, I'll be able to go back in again. I said, oh, that's great. So it sat there for like 30 years, I reckon, underneath that wash trough. And anyway, there it is there. Look, still sitting in its block. I might ask him later, what does he want to do with his crankshaft? Just give it a bit of a linish. So here we are back out the front again, and we're waiting on Macka's Harley to arrive, which is getting ridden by Dave Humanick, and here he comes now. Hey Dave.
Kelly, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
G'day, mate, how are you?
How you blokes doing here?
We are preparing meatballs.
Are you qualified to cook?
No, I'm going to wash my hands as soon as I finish cooking.
Oh, good job, good job. How's the ride over?
Sensational. A bit fresh, but it was good. Nice to ride. I think it.
And there it is back home. It's out of Newport at last. Max will be pleased.
Plus, it's a convertible with the roof.
So there's the cover that Paul made, and we can have a close-up look at it now because we're actually next to the car. But you can see there that that cover goes right over the roof. The roof is underneath there, and then you have to lift it off. So you have to take this cover off if you want to deploy the roof. And you can see there, if we zoom in a little bit, you can see the press studs that they've put on, the black press studs.
That's also Velcro.
And they look really nice. Is it? Oh, it's Velcroed underneath.
Velcro and button.
Oh, okay.
And it works well. It's very effective. I have driven.
He put some plastic in these things here
Yeah, in the cup
to hold the form, he said.
to hold its shape. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
sort
right.
of.
He's done a nice job of it, hasn't he?
Yeah, no, he's a specialist, mate. That's what he does.
And then there's the cutout he was talking about so that he can put the windows up. And then this won't interfere with it because usually it comes across here.
Yeah.
So that's quite a nice thing, isn't it?
Drop your car off and don't expect the back to come. For this car,
This is really a credit, as I've said many times before, to all the guys that are involved in it. The upholstery's beautiful, the finish on the outside of the car's beautiful, and everything's been painted and stripped, and it's just a marvellous thing. And so we've got everyone here today that is involved in the car. Frank and Mick are on the barbecue. Looks like DG sampling the barbecue. Is it all right, DG? All right, thumbs up, yeah.
Thumbs up.
And then Dave's brought the Harley over here. And then we've got all the people that are here. I'll get up here.
You don't know the internals of the exam, full engine.
I'm here to pay homage to the suppliers, and a lot of them helped us, like Colin said, with money, cheaper price, and even freebies. A lot of guys did things for free, but there's one thing that they did the money just cannot buy, and that is give us time. And I mean precious time that we don't have.
And in no particular order, because every contribution was amazing, great or small. But I do want to start with VicTrack. VicTrack, thank you so much for allowing us to actually complete the build at Newport Workshops. We can't thank you enough. V-Line for your donation and also ongoing support. You guys are amazing. Alstom, we used your tooling. We were allowed to take time off work to work on Macka's car. You were very flexible with us guys. Thank you so much. the DermPav for actually letting us use all your facilities, purchasing a brand new hoist for us to use. Also, thanks to yourself, Colin, and Max. And for Max, we asked a million questions and he was always there to help us. We also want to say big thank you to the 707 and also to Steam Rail Victoria. We've disturbed your lives for a little while, for about 11 months, and no one ever complained. So thank you so much, guys. We can't thank you enough. Desert Coolers in Thomastown supplied the radiator, thermo fans, rebuilt the heater core. Awesome stuff. Car radio repairs in Nidri. Thanks, Mark. Converting an old AM radio into a digital radio, basically, that's got Bluetooth and it also has USB, so they can listen to music off their phone, but it looks original in the car, which is amazing. Olorenshaw Paint Centre in Sunshine. Your advice, your price, your donations, there's just no way for us to say thank you very much. Great place. If you're building a car, you want to buy paints, you need to go there, and all the other bits that go with it. Bits for Blokes, they're in Moorabbin. They supply rims, tyres, hubcaps. Amazing. The car looks fantastic. Motorcraft Trimmers in Pascavale. We can't thank you guys enough on the amazing job you did with the roof. Also, the boot of the car is just, words haven't got enough meaning to say how grateful we are. Thank you so much, because you also pushed our job 2 months in front of your customers. Thank you so much. Pontyworld, New South Wales, so quick with Chev parts. All the parts they sent us were amazing. We can't thank you enough. We did order a lot of parts from America, and we want to thank Classic Industries. Amazing to get the orders right, because there was so many parts. It was just so confusing and very little wastage, and every part that came was fitting and working as it should. So there was really no parts we had to send back. For the interior, we use Cindella Interiors in the USA. Gina, who runs and owns the shop, just amazing. Really, the interior is so cool. It's just, yeah, top class interior. And thanks for the t-shirts as well. Burston's in Thomastown. Fiona and the guys, thank you so much. Always getting us parts on time, donating parts, donating oil to the car once they learnt about Macka's story. Eagle Spares in Dandenong sold us the heart of the car, which is the engine, a lot of suspension bits, the steering wheel, the advice, the kindness they showed us. They sat there, they explained the whole lot to us. We are so grateful for everything you did for us. Settlement Rod Exhaust, for a custom exhaust. They built it around the car. Sounds amazing, looks amazing. Thank you so much. Warren from Duggan's Balancing and Reservoir. We gave him a measurement and he made up a tail shaft that fit perfectly. Thank you so much. American Suspension Driveline Parts in Ballarat. We used you guys many a times as well, and every part that came from you guys was amazing. So thank you so much. All American Parts in Ballarat as well. You guys were amazing, because you got us the boot floor when we were struggling to get a boot floor because it was rusted out, which then made us go forward with the build. And so thank you so much. The race shop in Thomastown, Marcus, awesome when it comes to knowing all your little fittings. No wastage at all. He knows exactly what's going on. Thank you. Prestige Power Steering in Thomastown. Power steering box is amazing. It feels like brand new. So thank you so much. The car got wheel aligned at Centerline Suspension in Thomastown. Those guys specialise in race cars and old cars, and they did an amazing wheel alignment. The car drives so good. Collectors Auto Supplies in the USA. Thank you so much. Parts were amazing. BJM Automotive in Epping for the roadworthy. Thank you so much. You looked after us. Goodridge Brakes in Coburg. They were really, really good. Very, very helpful. They chased calipers. They rebuilt the whole brake system, and then we put it all together. They even made brake lines that were from a dodgy disc conversion that was probably done in the 80s. Thank you so much to Chris and to James. We appreciate it. Trans Gears and Diffs in Thomastown, supplying all the parts for the diff so Peter Houlihan could rebuild the diff. Buckle Up Seatbelts in Bendigo. Amazing. The belts look retro, but yet they're Australian standards. The buckle that we got put in was for so Macka could easily take the seatbelt off because if you probably would have struggled with the button. And they were so helpful. We really appreciate it. And they took money off the price, which is really good. Also, a big thank you to Nabil at Ken Towing in Melbourne. At a drop of a hat, he would pick up the Chev, bring it to where we wanted it, picked it up, brought it straight back to Newport. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. We really thank you. Custom Mustangs and muscle car parts in Carrum Downs. Yes, Mustangs for a Chev. They supplied us a fuel tank and some other little bits. Really friendly people to deal with. So grateful that we went there. Thank you so much. And Mix Windscreens in Bairnsdale. Friend of Macka, supplied us a windscreen, the two, even though Frank cracked one. But thank you so much for all your help. We really appreciate it. So from myself and everybody that worked on the car, and I'm sure Macka and Lynn as well, a really big thank you. We can't express how much it meant to us for your support. We can't express how much that support meant to us.
The Eastern Valley Street Rodders ran the Lakes Country Cruise 2024 event. It was a show and shine with lunch at the Marlow pub. Macka and Lynn had entered the Chev while the restoration was still in progress. So let's join them on this journey as Lynn and Macka take us along to the Lakes Country Cruise 2024 event. In this video, Macka's going to get the stick award for his video prowess. I hope you don't mind, Macka, but that's how it goes. Lynn got it last week, and now you've got it this week.
Just about to arrive at the Impala Hotel. So that old Ford thing down there was leading the pack. So we're about 6 in line. So yeah, it's been a nice ride up.
People waving, pointing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, the driveway.
There's yeah, nice Chevy up there, and of course my brother's Chev when we're still behind him. So we're going around to the left here. Already a few cars here. Okay, we're going to park up here somewhere.
Here we are at the Marlow pub. And there's this lot all lined up. As far as the eye can see. There's a few more. Similar looking. Oh, we all lined up. Oh, where did that car come from? That doesn't look right. Must be a local. The reason it's quiet is because everybody's having lunch.
So here we are leaving the car park. There's a lot of cars have gone, but obviously we're late leaving as usual. But,
Go to the right. Go to the right.
we've got some more over here. Oh, yeah, another Chevy over there, and the 56 Buick, I think. Yeah, pretty sure it's Buick. Yeah, and the hub there. And that's all I've got for you.
Although we thought it was a great restoration, the Lakes Country Cruise 2024 event provided the opportunity for an independent opinion. Here we see Macka accepting the trophy for the best car of the show. An outstanding effort. In the next photo, we see Vince holding the trophy with Macka. It is vindication of the fine work of all those involved in the high standard that was achieved through this restoration. Well done to everyone involved. You look, you people are all too confusing, all right? You just come in behind me when you get a chance. Thanks. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of this series. And don't forget the reason that we come together for this, and that was for MND Victoria. And if you haven't already made a donation, then we'd love you to jump onto the link, use the QR code or whatever you're doing, and make a donation towards MND Victoria. That's what this is all about. And as they say, until there's a cure, there's care. And that's what they provide, and that's why we'd like your donation. So on behalf of all of us, we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you all in some other time, in some other place. It doesn't look like they're moving. So I'll say goodbye on behalf of them, and bye-bye. You're too late. You're too late.
No, it's not.
Get Macka. Macka.
Come on.
I haven't got wheels on this one.
Hang on.
Come on.
2 seconds.
But they have no idea what I'm doing, you see that?
We're going to put up with this every day.
We're going to do it again, are we?
No.
Even though it was beautiful. It's funny.
We love you, Colin. We love it, you.
Come on, you lot. Don't be shy.
Don't be backward and coming forward.
Yeah. I'll leave this here. I'll just let up in the car. Or maybe go over. Good idea.
Yeah.
Is it still going?
No, you're going to block me out.
Do that. How's that? No way. Come on, you're all supposed to be in here, you girls and everyone.
You have to come forward a bit, you're in the dark.
Come on, Johnny.
Are you not getting any Commissioner?
You're in the dark bit.
In the dark.
Do what the commissioner told you.
No, studging.
I'll take the photo.
No, not in front, please. To the side. Stand next to Macka. Hey, stand next to Macka.
The water dribble.
Don't touch it, please.
Water dribble.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah.
Now, when I say goodbye, you've got to wave, yeah?
What are you looking at me for?
That's okay.
Cheers.
So, you ready?
Yeah.
Frank, get in here, please. We're only out to the edge of the Harley Davidson in the video, please. So on behalf of all of us that have been involved with the restoration of this Chevrolet, we'll say goodbye because this is the end of the series, and that's it. So we'll see you somewhere, some other time, and it's goodbye from us. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching.
They're all waving. They got the idea at the end.
Right now.
Righto, thank you.